They bring color and class to the catwalk, introducing new styles and trends. Classic Chanel, timeless Givenchy, iconic Gucci, the young and hip Chloe, and Dolce & Gabbana, the fashion house with an edge. Known for its elegant and stylish designed outfits, perfume and cosmetics, the French house of Chanel has become one of the most recognized labels in fashion. It all began in the early 1900s when Gabrielle Coco Chanel opened a small store in Paris. This saw the beginning of what was to become one of the leading fashion empires in the world. Quickly gaining a reputation, Coco was able to open another store on Rue de Cambon in front of the Hotel Ritz Paris, one of the most prestigious and luxurious hotels in the world. As a pioneering designer whose outfits offered simple but modern designs, she became one of the most important figures in fashion history. The effect she had on haute couture hailed her as one of the most influential figures in the 20th century. Coco was well known for her self-invention and self-promotion, which helped the fashion label she created reach iconic stature. Chanel introduced the little black dress in the 1920s, creating a fashion staple that every stylish woman would have in her closet for any occasion at a moment's notice. After Coco's death in 1971, Chanel designers Jean Casaubon and Yvonne Dudel followed faithfully in their mistress's footsteps, with the House of Chanel reigning supreme as the fountainhead for inspiration and style, affecting women throughout the world. For their 1979 collection, the designers took the nautical look as their theme for daytime wear, but without sacrificing the subtle femininity that has been the Chanel hallmark for so long. There was also a 30s feel, but the retrogressive look stops well short of detailed reproduction. Shoulder pads are banned and waistlines are not exaggerated. The early 80s showed several of the classic Chanel suits in vivid colours of cerise and stark greys and blacks, while evening clothes were more frivolous with backless tops and frilled long dresses, but again with bright colours. In 1983, German-born fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld took over as Chanel's chief designer, giving the brand a new eye-catching look. He revitalized the spirit and identity of the fashion house and continues to do so. Chanel also introduced one of the most popular fragrances around the world. Having been on sale continuously since the early 1920s, Chanel No. 5, the world's most legendary fragrance, reportedly sells a bottle every 55 seconds. At the 1986 Spring-Summer collection, Lagerfeld transformed advertising ploys into high fashion. The classic Chanel braided suit was much in evidence, but it was coordinated with earrings, belts and shirts, bearing a No. 5 motif to advertise the company's most famous perfume. Being a powerful figure in the world of fashion, Lagerfeld has had the ability to keep the brand relevant for a new generation, nearly 4 decades after the death of legendary founder Coco Chanel. Most recently with a sparkling demonstration and breathtaking gold carousel featuring oversized replicas of the symbols of Chanel style. Chanel is constantly adored and worn by the rich and glamorous, and has made some of the most beautiful stars look even more elegant. From Jennifer Aniston and Sarah Jessica Parker to Johnny Depp's other half, Vanessa Paradis. Actress Nicole Kidman has walked the red carpet a number of times draped in Chanel and was also the face of Chanel No. 5. She appeared in the multi-million-dollar advertisement which saw her in the one-off diamond necklace that featured 312 diamonds and is just under 13 carats in total. Chanel, the fashion house, is known for elegantly conceptualizing the idea of women as elegant fashion statements. The label is known for dramatic, revolutionary, yet spare and refined dress style. Since the 1950s, the French fashion house of Givenchy has been known for its haute couture and ready-to-wear collections that have set new trends in high fashion. Designing men's and women's fashion, as well as accessories and perfume, the Givenchy house is known for elegant, simple designs. Founded by Hubert de Givenchy in 1952 with the opening of his own couture house in Paris, the designer and his brand gained instant success, and it wasn't long before he was dressing all the Hollywood movie stars. Givenchy was the leader in his field and was the first designer to show in 1954 a luxury women's ready-to-wear collection, and the first to bring back the short skirt. In the late 60s, Givenchy kept his reputation as the last bastion of the old school of high fashion. His spring collection featured beautifully made, quiet and conservative clothes. Givenchy, whose elegant post-war designs were immortalized by graceful star Audrey Hepburn, marked the 40th anniversary of his fashion house in 1992 with the final show of the haute couture season, where he opened his show with a line of demure day suits of cream-colored silk and discreet navy dresses with organdy cuffs and lapels. Polka dots were also in style that season, with Givenchy spattering them over organza skirts with dainty lace bodices. However, in 1995, the top-ranked French fashion designer bowed out after 43 years in the industry. He presented his final haute couture with a vintage collection with ladylike classic suits and leopard print high-necked silk blouses or jersey shifts with asymmetric pockets. A prolific series of black cocktail wear displayed Givenchy's skilled cutting and draping. Later that same year, he also presented the last of his elegant and ageless couture suits at the Paris Pret-a-Porter fashion show. He displayed designs as perfectly tailored as ever, with knee-length straight dresses, loose-belted cardigans over tailored trousers, evening dresses with bustier tops, and the favorite Givenchy combination of navy and white, well represented among a smattering of royal blue, turquoise, and pale green. The most famous patron of the brand was actress Audrey Hepburn, who wore the now famous black dress that was designed by Givenchy and that appeared in the opening scene in the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. In 2006, the dress, which was made in 1961, was modeled for the media at Tiffany & Company's flagship store in New York City, where Hepburn wore the dress in the actual movie. In 1997, British designer Alexander McQueen was hired to design women's wear, replacing John Galliano. His runway shows were bizarre spectacles. For his haute couture show in 1999, he even traded in live models for plastic mannequins. However, the fabrics were rich and densely decorated and featured shorter hems for the modern woman. In 2005, Italian Riccardo Tisci had become chief designer of women's wear haute couture. In 2008, he was named as Givenchy's menswear and accessories designer. His first menswear collection had a dark, brooding and gothic feel, with a black palette showing off the tailoring of shirts and suits, along with a selection of black leather shorts. Sleek tuxedos were accompanied by slim-cut trousers. But there was a funkier edge too, and also a shock of pink. The Givenchy house has had many actresses follow in the footsteps of Muse Audrey Hepburn, such as Liv Tyler in 2007. Natalie Portman and Heidi Klum have both looked stunning in their white Givenchy gowns, as did Cate Blanchett in her own black Givenchy dress. With beautiful, stylish and timeless designs, the Givenchy fashion house combines elegance and artistic style with a daring boldness and modernity. Taking fashion into a new era, Gucci, with its high-profile clothing and accessories, is one of the most recognizable fashion houses from the 20th century. Founded in the 1920s by Guccio Gucci in Florence, the luxury leather goods and fashion label started as a traditional family-run Italian business, with Guccio responsible for many of the company's designs, including the iconic logo featuring his initials intertwined. In In the late 1930s, the house expanded and a boutique was opened in Rome. By the 50s, after Guccio's death, his sons took over the leading roles in the company, which led them to international fame and the opening of boutiques in London, Paris and New York. After many family feuds, Guccio's grandson Maurizio, along with his cousins, sold their share of the brand in multi-million-dollar deals. In 1994, American designer Tom Ford joined the Gucci team as creative director. He wanted to take the company in a new and profitable direction, as it was lacking the creativity and brilliance it was capable of. His runway collections were fun and extravagant. Men's collections featured suiting in a masculine palette of black, white and brown, and shirts provided a high-voltage contrast in shot cotton. Ford described his '97 men's collection as being classically inspired for the new Gucci man, who would have diamonds on everything, including his underpants. In 2004, Ford ended his reign at the House of Gucci in true style, with a heady mix of the sex appeal and Hollywood glamour that carved his name in the history of fashion. He is remembered as the designer who, despite having no training in fashion, built Gucci into the sexiest brand on the block. His final show was hailed a masterpiece, stupendous and magnificent, and empowered the feminine look that put Gucci on the fashion map. After Ford's departure, Alessandra Fascinetti and Frida Giannini took control. Fascinetti was promoted to creative director of women's wear, but left after 2 years to become creative director at the House of Valentino. Giannini now serves as the creative director for the entire Gucci brand, being responsible for women's wear, menswear and accessories, and rose to the challenge, bringing a new energy and, like Tom Ford, a modern sex appeal. The young designer brought back to the catwalk 60s fashion to city wear with contemporary cool and newly revived young attitude, with purple heels, boyish pants and naval cadet jackets. Her evening dresses were made from metallic silks, priestly satins and silvery jacquards culled from Gucci's archives. Also an accessory expert, Giannini in 2008 opted to limit jewellery to large precious stones, which more often than not she used as embroidery for her evening wear. The Gucci palette was also based on precious stone hues, plus the summer colour turquoise. The House of Gucci over the years has embraced Hollywood, with elegant designs frequently gracing the red carpet. Actress Jessica Alba looked radiant, showing her baby bump in her Gucci gown matched with accessories, while Camilla Belle attended her film premiere in a printed Gucci dress from the Fall 2009 collection. Also being spotted in a revealing gold Gucci gown was a slender Keira Knightley, and Nicole Kidman looked stunning on the red carpet at the Golden Globes. Gucci has become the second biggest selling fashion brand in the world, behind fashion giant Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. And with over 400 stores worldwide and billions of dollars in revenue, the House of Gucci has become the biggest selling Italian brand in the world. Beginning in 1952, the French house of Chloé sent the fashion world in a spin, being the first to design luxury ready-to-wear labels. With headquarters in France, fashion house Chloé produces women's ready-to-wear clothing, accessories and fragrances, and since its beginning has had some of the biggest names in design history. Before Chloé, luxury fashion houses only focused on expensive haute couture clothing. However, Chloé's creator, Gaby Agnon, decided to turn down this form of fashion and began creating off-the-rack clothing that was made from high-quality fabrics. She called this luxury pret-a-porter, and that is how we've all come to know and love ready-to-wear fashion. The youthful, feminine and modern label came to grow in popularity, which led to the hiring of new and talented young designers. German designer Karl Lagerfeld joined the team in 1966 and became the head designer, taking Chloe to new heights and turning it into one of the most iconic fashion brands of the 1970s. With exciting and glamorous outfits, Chloe had defined a generation. For Lagerfeld's later collections, he had put glamour back on the catwalk. For his 1994 collection, he sent his supermodels strutting out in Hollywood starlet dresses of silver-shot chiffon, embroidered with marabou feathers and glass beads. Evening gowns and cocktail dresses were in romantic shades of lilac, wine and lavender, and just plain black had wavy skirting of tiered chiffon. Stella McCartney, daughter of former Beatle Sir Paul McCartney, took over from Lagerfeld and recreated Chloe yet again, driving it to a new success. The unveiling of her first fashion collection for the design house saw a mix of lacy, slip-like designs and dresses, lacy tops, jackets and skirts. Her second ready-to-wear show in 1998 featured shocking pink and black as the dominant colours, whether in a slinky long evening gown, a camisole with spaghetti straps, or fuzzy ankle-high boots turned down at the top. For evening wear, McCartney filled the runway with shimmery gowns in jade, steel blue and emerald green that fell straight to the floor from the hips, culminating in a capricious flounce. English fashion designer Phoebe Philo was invited to work for the company by McCartney less than a year after her graduation from Central St. Martin's School of Art in 1996. She then succeeded McCartney as the chief creative mind at Chloe and held the position until 2006. She was known for light and airy designs and continued to do what Chloe was known for, creating luxurious and bold pret-a-porter. She also reintroduced leather, which had been missing from Chloe. For her 2005 collection, Philo sent out charming, romantic little dresses that recalled the sweet days of the 1960s. Philo's eclectic vintage-inspired look and more youthful and streetwise edge increased sales and brought critical acclaim. However, in 2006, she resigned as creative director, which was then appointed to Swedish designer Paolo Malm Andersson. By 2008, the position had been passed to Hannah McGibbon after Anderson failed to capture the subtle femininity of the brand. McGibbon had been part of the Chloe design team since 2001, but her 2008 show showed a light, flirty collection of crisp cotton apron dresses and blouses with legamutton sleeves trimmed with scalloped fins. Over the years, the House of Chloe has received a huge celebrity following, with actresses like Dion Kruger, as well as dressing many celebrities such as pop singer Kylie Minogue. Chloe Sevigny has also appeared in the audience of runway shows eager to see what new collections hold, as well as shooting ad campaigns for Chloe perfume. Chloe has become one of the most desirable brands on the market, leading the way in luxury ready-to-wear clothing. Their look is popular around the world, and they know how to make celebrities look like stars. And it's all thanks to the brilliant minds behind the fashion house of Dolce & Gabbana. The design duo of Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana are responsible for the high-end Italian fashion that is Dolce & Gabbana. Their famous designs are a favorite for many in the entertainment industries and have been known to design the outfits for many touring musicians such as Madonna, Whitney Houston and Kylie Minogue. Having met while working as assistants in a design studio in Milan, they both had a passion for style and eventually began working together in 1985. By the mid-80s, they had displayed their first women's ready-to-wear show and have since expanded their line to include menswear, fragrances, beachwear, lingerie and accessories. Their designs are very sexy and very Italian, featuring everything from gangster boss pinstripe suits to embroidered jackets and underwear worn as outerwear. For more recent collections, Dolce & Gabbana took paint-spattered fabrics, scrunched them up and buoyed them with layers of net for gowns that looked like a throwaway artist's canvas. Black dresses were splashed and whirled with white, magenta or bright green, pink and purple to provide an unforgettable finale to their show. Dolce & Gabbana even used country corduroy for skirts and trousers, but made sure the conservative look came with high-heeled lace-up shoes or a 70s-style striped skinny jumper. While shiny leather bags in cherry reds or chestnut browns sported lots of pockets. Celebrities can often be spotted mingling with the pair at their fashion shows or can be seen walking the red carpet in glamorous Dolce & Gabbana gowns. Lindsay Lohan is just one of a handful of celebrities that has worn their gowns and attended their events, along with actress Rose McGowan and Mary J. Blige. Dolce & Gabbana has two main clothing lines. There's the more formal couture Dolce & Gabbana line, which focuses on the high-end luxury designs. Then there's the D&G line. This is a more casual line that focuses on everyday wear and seasonal trends. This line sets the trends and is a younger, more stylish line of the fashion house. To celebrate 20 years in the industry, the design team brought Milan to a standstill, projecting black and white pictures of past Dolce & Gabbana shows before revealing a stage that was made to look like a barn dotted with Dolce & Gabbana temptresses in demonic red dresses. However, their D&G line appeared predominantly white for the Spring-Summer 2006 collection. With mad lady in the attic hair, their models paraded metre after metre of white lace that billowed around the legs like ethereal nighties to show off sexy underwear beneath, or was caught in and ribbon-laced up the front of transparent blouses over short shorts, clam diggers or skinny trousers. Bright red lace and broderie anglaise clung to models' bodies, some decorated with wide bands of white or black lace, others printed with poppies or sheafs of wheat, a theme that reappeared on numerous skirts and dresses. For their Fall-Winter 2006-2007 men's collection, they proposed more of a mature look, with the focus on classic favourites such as three-piece suits, grey flannels and blue blazers. Dolce & Gabbana, since the beginning of their careers, have kept their sexy edge and have managed to change the way people dress all over the world. They are one of the fastest growing and iconic fashion houses in the fashion industry today.